Beloved God. How's it going? Well, today's Seeds of Hope comes to us a day after we just got 2 days of very full snow here in Black River Falls, Wisconsin. I think we got a total of probably 19 inches, somewhere around there. So needless to say, we got dumped, and there was a lot of wind. The storm just kind of came. It was relentless. But I was reminded of this text from Ecclesiastes that while it is snowing and while it feels like Snowmageddon 2026 is upon us, that this is just temporary. This is just a season. And it truly is. There are seasons in our life. I wanted to read to you from that Ecclesiastes text, and it says this, Ecclesiastes 3, verse 1 starting. There is a time for everything, and a season for every activity under heaven. A time to be born, time to die. A time to plant, and a time to uproot. A time to kill, and a time to heal. A time to tear down, and a time to build up. A time to weep, and a time to laugh. A time to mourn, and a time to dance. A time to scatter stones, and a time to gather them. A time to embrace, and a time to refrain from embracing. A time to search, and a time to give up. A time to keep, and a time to throw away. A time to tear, and a time to mend. A time to listen, and a time to stay, to speak. A time to love, and a time to hate. A time for war, and a time for peace. It's a time for everything, a season under heaven. Everything has its time. Everything has the length that it's going to go, right? I remember when our girls were little, it was exhausting to say the least for a long period of time, but it was so joyous. I loved it. I soaked in like every minute that I could because I knew that this season of life was going to end and a new one was going to come. And now that they're both adults, I'm soaking in every single minute that I can because this is just as beautiful and it just keeps getting better, to be honest. Well, that's how it goes in life. Everything is a season. It's kind of temporary, except for our eternity with God. Through all of those seasons, God is with us. And so we don't need to worry about losing God's love. It's always there. You know, when Matt was in the military and he was deployed, they would have these family readiness classes for when we came back. And most of the time it was how to reintegrate your Marine into your life again, because you spend so long doing whatever you had to do to survive and getting into your new routines. And so we learned one of the things is that in every new season, whenever they come back, you need to find intentional ways to spend time together, to re-fall in love, to reintegrate. And so that's something that we've always carried with us, that in all of our new seasons of life, because we have so many, that we need to spend time intentionally with each other, because we know that it's easy to grow apart. What areas in your life are you needing to think about it being a new season and maybe find ways to re-fall in love? Re-fall in love with God, re-fall in love with yourself, re-fall in love with friends or significant others. Remember that when you're in those hard seasons, that it's temporary, it's just a season. And when you're in those good seasons, soak it in and remember it's just a season. And so these seasons come and these seasons go, and our God remains faithful through it all. Well, let's get to planting. I've got a lot that I need to do today. On today's agenda, we are going to be planting up some stock. I got a couple of different stocks. That one is a mixed formula, and this one is a rose. And then I'm going to try my hand at some of these. I did them a couple years ago, and they turned out pretty good. This is a new one for me. It's going to be a money plant. I don't know. Anybody ever plant that? Let me know how that sucker goes. And then, of course, I got to do some of my herbs, rosemary. I've got some coleus. This is Matt's favorite plant, so I thought I'd try it from seed. And then some more celosia. But this type of celosia is longer stem. The plumes are longer instead of stocky and short. And so they're really nice and fresh flower cut. And then I also have some more herbs, peppermint, some broccoli. I'm going to get started. And then this one, I feel like I got this as an actual plant from, I forgot the name of the place. It's somewhere near La Crosse and Firefly Mercantile, maybe. Anyways, this is a perennial and it will come back year from year. And it has, a lot of seeds inside. So I'm hoping to grow this, and then maybe at my spring sell, I'm gonna have a seedling sell, try to raise some money for something. Then you're welcome to go ahead and purchase some of these, and they'll come back year after year because it's a zone 3 through whatever, I believe. Anywho. And then these Shasta daisies, these are a perennial as well for zone 3 through 9. And so there's quite a bit, 75. I don't know that I'm going to plant. Well, I could probably find a spot for 75 plants. Well, let's be real. And then after that, I have some plants that I need to do what's called potting up. So they're in little, either those seed trays that I have, or they're in the little blocks. And so I need to pot them up. And I've been slowly doing that with my snapdragons. Every day I'll do one. And I think I have about 11 things that need to be potted up. So if like every day I did one in the next week and a half, I would be all caught up. I should probably do 2 a day because they're getting pretty cramped. All right, let's go take a look at them. Okay, so as you can see, my snapdragons have gotten a little bit bigger, huh? They need to be potted up. So what I do is I take them in this state where there's a lot, and then I pot them up into these soil blocks, and they're looking pretty good. I potted these up about a week ago. They're doing pretty good. And I've potted up 3 so far. And then let's take a look at the violas. They're doing pretty good too. So these are starting to go. I don't know about these Dusty Millers, man. They're just not looking very hot. It's just not the year for me. They keep dying. I don't know. We'll see. Take a look over here at these. Look at all these glorious not snapdragons. I keep calling them that. These guys are sweet peas. And every day I count them. There's like 100 and something, 130 something now, I think. And so what I'll do is I have a fan, and I have the fan that just keeps going and it blows on them. These are some more snapdragons I just potted up. Look at the back ones, doing really good. And I put them over here because it's a little bit cooler. I'll probably drop them down to the bottom because they are taking off like crazy. Pretty soon, when they start to get maybe one more than this, I'll pinch them. And then in the next, I don't know, maybe week or so, it might be warm enough for me to put them outside during the day. These guys can tolerate, in short spurts, not long spurts, but they could tolerate some pretty cold temperatures, even downward as 20 when they're protected. And so I'll probably, these are going to have to move out eventually. I mean, look at how, seriously, look at how tall it is compared to my hand. My gosh. Okay. And these guys I potted up yesterday, but you know, I think you can see a lot of dirt on the side. I don't think I had them wet enough. So they kind of crumble. It's a tricky guessing game. Anywho, you can see over here, it's about 62 degrees. It's a good temperature for them. 42% humidity. I just watered everything, so that's why. But this is my little setup. I don't know if I've ever showed you my little setup. I have some organizational stuff in the corner. This is my fan. I kind of have it propped up so I could get the stuff. This is my water station. And it also has a few things I'm going to try. It has some of my mosquito bits. It has some woolly pellets that we're going to work through today. And some mycorrhizone. I'm going to talk about that a little bit. That really helps inoculate those seeds so that way they can grow. Yeah. And then around the corner when I pan, you can see ignore my messy living room. There's a setup with all that stuff, but this is my workstation then right over here, and all my soil that my husband got to get me going. So now we're going to take these wool pellets. What I like about these wool pellets is multiple things. Number one, it has a lot of nutrients in it. It's high in nitrogen, which is really good for plants. Two, it has some lovely organic matter from the sheep. So it brings about some fertilizer in that way as well, and that's part of that nitrogen. And it also helps to maintain moisture. So I find that I water my stuff less with this. Also, you don't need a lot. This is a pound, and it says for this, it would take care of 30 square feet. And so what I do is it doesn't have the best smell at first, but then it goes away. It's not any worse than when you fertilize your plants, so it's fine. So I got this one out in Eau Claire, and it's probably more expensive than what I wanted to spend. This was like $20, and I don't like spending that much on this, but if I could find something local, it'd be even better. So then I take my pot, and I put just a little bit in there, not a lot, just enough. Ooh, it smells like sheep. Oh, I love it. It smells like spring. Then I add some water to it. Enough water that it allows it to soak it up. And it just starts to kind of make a lovely slurry. And we'll let that do its thing. So now what I'm doing is I'm going to take my deep cell trays, mostly because I have one left. And I'm going to plant the Thunbergia, I think that's how you say that, and the money plant in here. If I have anything left over, I don't know, maybe I'll do broccoli or something. We'll see. So I'm going to take this, and I have my tray of dirt here. This is not sifted because I've been using this for bigger soil blocks. So all that I do with this is I just kind of pull out any of the big sticks and stones that we don't want breaking our bones. And then I use that. I also have been wearing gloves, which has been super helpful with not getting dirt in and under my nails. But let's be real, that's not going to last very long. Like at all. Probably end up, going through it. Okay, so I don't have a lot of soil left, which is a good thing because I need to sift some soil for my other stuff. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to, little snap drag in there. I'm going to mix some of this bigger stuff in it because this stuff's okay to mix in with the bigger soil blocks. And then I end up using it up, which is good. And it has that perlite in it, which helps maintain moisture, and it's good for it. All right, now I'm going to take the lovely slurry that is now almost pretty much solid and pour it in. And I want all that extra goodness in there, so I'm going to add some more water. Mix it up. Oh, my poor daughter is going to come home. She's been gone for the weekend, and she's going to be like, why does this smell like a barn? It's not. I don't think it's too bad. I think it's fine. But I think by now my family would be used to garden smells, but alas, here we are. And now what we're going to do is we're going to take my seeds and we're going to add some mycorrhizae, which are beneficial fungi that form a partnership with plant roots. They extend the root system through the soil,
helping plants absorb more water and nutrients, especially phosphorus. And this leads to stronger roots, faster growth, and better resistance to drought and disease. Because plants use nutrients more efficiently, mycorrhizae can also reduce the need for fertilizers.
And I'm going to just put a little bit in there. You know what? Some of these, I'm not even going to be able to tell the difference between this and the seeds. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to pour it in it. I'm just going to put a little bit actually in it. Now let's see what that does, huh? Let's see if that helps to make it any better. So what I normally do is when I do this outside, I'll do it like with my green beans and some of my bigger seeds, and I'll actually put it in there and I'll just roll it around in it, and it works. Pour the rest in there. This is the Thunbergia, I think is how you say it. Okay, this is kind of a weird looking seed. It has kind of like a hole in it. Okay. Now on to money plant. Oh, these are interesting looking seeds. Kind of remind me of hollyhock. So these would be big enough to inoculate, which would be good. And this is what I use to water my stuff in. And you just pump it and it puts the water out. I like how it has a little bit of an extender so that you can get two things. Okay, she's done. So now we're going to put her away and we're going to do some sifting and some mini soil blocks. Perfect. So you want to squeeze it until it holds its shape, like that. So now we're going to grab our little well, it's got a lot of dry soil in it. This is our little soil blocker, which I love to use because it's so much easier than the big one. Personally, I think anyways. And then, like this one has 50. So we're going to do 2. Want it kind of flat. And then I'm going to punch one. And when I push it down, I kind of push it down a little bit, but not too hard because I don't want to squish it when I pull it up. There. Now I'm just gonna clean up a little bit and reorganize so I can get those seeds in. And now I'm going to plant this scarlet. This is the perennial that will come back hopefully year from year. And it says that it's full sun to part shade. This guy says that I need to plant it every 4 seeds every 12 inches. Okay, so it doesn't look like it has a very high germination rate. And it needs at least 65, so I'll put this on the mat a little bit to get it to grow. I have a feeling that bee seeds are, oh, look how small they are. They're like holy cow, there's so many, like snapdragons. We're gonna get our little toothpick. My umbrella toothpick, and we're going to just dab them in. All the water, and hope that this doesn't. There we go. That did not send them flying. You never know. And so I got my lid on, and now on to the next one. Yep, broccoli. Now broccoli's a bit bigger of a seed. And this broccoli, desico, it says to do 2 to 3 seeds. Spacing, depth about 1/2 inch. Yeah, well, these are about 1/2 inch, so this is what. Now we're gonna do rosemary. Rosemary's little too. Rosemary likes to be planted like 1/8 of an inch. Oh, I don't even think I have 50. Well, we'll do what we can. Coleus. Oh, these are going to be so tiny too. Coleus, I've never grown from seed. I always go over to my favorite floral place, Falls Floral, here in town, and I get Coleus from them. And they're just so beautiful and they're so big, and I'm sure I'll do that again. But I thought I would try an experiment to do these. And Coleus is a great foliage for fresh cut flowers. It's also really pretty in pots and in the ground. This one is called Rainbow Mix color, so we'll see what it does. Next, celosia. Isn't this one beautiful, this celosia? This is from Michigan Gardener. This one you want to do about 1/8 of an inch deep, so I will cover this, and it does need heat to germinate. So we're gonna do stock mix now. And stock seeds are flat. I don't know if you can see them. They're flat. Oh, I lost one. Oh no, I found it. And they're pretty easy to do, and I do about 1 each. Now, I love stock. It smells beautiful. It is the flower that makes me think of spring. However, it is a one-shot flower. You can't pinch them. There's like one variety you can pinch. That's like a bridging variety. But majority you can't pinch. It won't produce more. It actually will kill it. You're supposed to get rid of the ones that are single leaf because the double is the most desired. But you know, I gotta tell you, I like the single too. So I just leave them all and I plant them all, and then I use mostly the double in my fresh cut flowers, and then I'll leave the single for the bees, pollinators. And sometimes I'll even use the singles and flower arrangements. I think they're still really pretty. But you can tell, and I'll show you when they come up, based on the shape of their leaf, whether they're single or double. I've noticed that they can take a little bit of cold, not as much as snapdragons. Snapdragons are really good at handling cold, but it's a Brassica, I think it's how you say it. It's from like the broccoli family. And so it's good. It can handle some cold too. And there's that. Thanks for joining me today, people of God. I hope that you have a fabulous day, and get planting your seeds of hope, whether they be real seeds or whether they be seeds that just remind people of God's goodness and love. Bye.